You ready?
Awesome. Cool. A very different point in the season than last time you guys played New York. Have you been keeping up with how they've played and kind of seen how their season has changed like yours has?
Well, as I look at what they're about and how they play, what they've achieved, there's a lot of similarities in the league. I think the big difference is the way they play, the type of output in terms of goals that they've achieved, but also the amount of goals they concede. You've got to remember that they're a group that are trying to develop young players, and there's a particular style to that outfit. And as I said after the game at Rebel Arena, this is one of the most talented academies. They're producing players regularly. The style of their play, the energy and the creativity that they offer the game is very unique, I think, especially with young players. And I fully expect a side who have regularly got to the postseason in USL to understand what it's going to take, what is necessary, and put us under some pressure at the weekend.
They are one of those teams that's right there with you guys, fighting for one of those last few playoff spots. Does playing against an opponent that's right there near you in the table make it, especially at this point in the year, a different challenge than it would be if you're playing somebody who's right at the top or right at the bottom?
For us, they're all playoff games now. I'm sure Rebel will feel exactly the same. I believe they go to Carolina the following week away. So, looking at their schedule, I think they've got 3 out of the last 4 away, which is always tougher. It doesn't matter where you go. We've got 3 out of the last 4 at home. So for what that's worth, and for us, it certainly posed a far more productive and fulfilling fixture than our away games. Honestly, at this point in the season, where points are at a premium, a victory for either side makes the world of difference. If we can edge it and win the game, then you're looking at 2 more home fixtures, of course, one against the champions, this year's champions, of course, now, and an incredibly talented roster of players, but still 2 home games to see out. If we don't, then all is not lost, but for sure the games start getting more and more difficult, and it then doesn't have an awful lot to do with the opponent. It has a lot to do with where your mindset's at and how you deal with that situation.
Where is your mindset at? Maybe just a few weeks ago you guys kind of hit a tough stretch of form and you have bounced back, at least over the past 2 or 3 games. Where is your mindset as you head into this stretch run?
Well, I think the players all year have produced some really good soccer. We've limited sides consistently. We've worked the ball well and have had a good shape and a good balance to our team, and we've created chances in most games that we've played. Well, for me, those 3 facets of a game are paramount in trying to win. The one area that we've struggled all year is converting those opportunities. That very much comes down to sometimes confidence of individuals, a clinical moment, a decision, rather than a tactical situation. We're getting there, but we just haven't converted enough. Over the last, I think, 3 or 4 games, we've now scored, I believe, 7 goals in 4 games. That bodes well for us. It certainly is more encouraging. Mentality-wise, the players feel a lot brighter and more purposeful about that. And I don't believe we've lost any of the stability and the determination or quality on the ball that we had when we weren't scoring goals. So, slowly but surely, I think we're starting to get to that point, and my hope is that we're peaking at the right time. Goals are coming. Hopefully the results too. This running will determine where the lads are at. Get above the line in good form, scramble in not very good form, or don't make it. They're the 3 scenarios, and I prefer the first.
You guys were so good at home early in the year, maybe not quite as strong lately. How do you get back to that type of performance like you had earlier in the year?
Well, again, I think teams become more familiar with you when you've played them before. They understand the form and the quality that you've produced at home and come with a different plan maybe. To get back to where we were will take all of the enthusiasm, energy and positivity that we had in the early stages. When you go through a little bit of a difficult patch, there are slight anxieties. Maybe one or two players that before were taking the odd chance and are now a little bit more cautious, and that starts to affect what you produce and how the results unfold. I think we're in a good spot. I feel a nice confidence about the group. They can see what can be achieved here. We owe our fans a result, as you said. We've been, by our standards at home, a little bit flat. I think the lads are ready to go out at the weekend and really take this game by the scruff of the neck.
When we saw Lebo go out on Saturday night, didn't feature on Wednesday, are you expecting to have him back for this game, for the season? Do you have an update on his status?
As far as Lebo's concerned, we're trying to take that week by week. It'll probably be a little while yet till we confirm whether or not and where Lebo's at for the rest of the season. My hope is that he can play a part in the game at the weekend, but we'll see.
Speaking of Lebo, he announced that he's having a game in his home country over Christmas for some of the young guys to get some exposure. What does it, I guess, say about your club, about everything about Nashville SC, that you have guys who do initiatives like this on your side? Is that something that you sought out when you guys were looking for players? Is that something that is a pleasant coincidence to have?
Yeah, honestly, I think we have a fabulous group of human beings here, and that's really what it boils down to. You've got players in this group that have come from, in some cases, difficult surroundings, and they want to give back. And I don't think it matters whether it's our club or others. It's down to the person, and I think Lebo's one of those guys. And we have numerous individuals that want to try and immerse themselves not only in our community, but maybe from the backgrounds they've come from, or others that are not quite as fortunate.
Thank you, Gary.
Yep.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Obviously a New York native. Do you always kind of relish these opportunities to play against teams from the hometown?
Yeah, especially Red Bull. I mean, growing up, Red Bull is our rival, playing for FC Westchester and all that. So they've always had a special place in my heart as a team that I've always wanted to beat. But this is the most important game of the season. So more incentive, everything is heightened, and it's a blessing and a great opportunity for us.
So you didn't grow up a Red Bulls fan because they were that rival, huh?
No, to be fair, I wasn't. I wasn't. I was a big fan of Thierry Henry growing up, so when he came there, I was impressed, and I used to look up to him and went to a few events by them. But just not a huge fan of them.
What have you seen out of them on the field that you're kind of looking forward to in terms of maybe something that you guys can exploit, or maybe their style of play, something that you're expecting to see on Saturday?
For sure. I mean, they press to one side, and I think if we're able to switch the ball quickly and get forward and work on everything that we're working on, I think it's a great opportunity for us. They're a great organization and they have great young talent, but we have our guys, and I stand by our guys, so I know that we'll get the job done.
You started the year playing wing back. You played quite a bit of fullback, some midfield. What does it say about you to have that sort of versatility and what you can provide to the team?
I just bring my lunch pail to work. Wherever Gary tells me to play, I'll play, and I'm happy and blessed to do it. So, if he told me to go play goalie, I'd ask Matt Pickens for a few lessons and study some film and get the job done.
At this point in the season, do you guys, the players, keep an eye on the standings and kind of see where you stand in regard to making the playoffs?
Of course, yeah. Okay. I mean, of course, this is our job and our livelihood, and this is the most important thing in our lives. So, every day in and day out, we've been working towards playoffs and winning the cup. So, everything is heightened now. It's very, 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 very important. So,
does it make it an extra importance to this game specifically, that it's against another team that's kind of fighting for one of those playoff spots?
Of course, yeah. I mean, regardless, with 4 games left, you want to win every one, of course, and you want to win every game, but especially a team that is right there with us. This is a dream opportunity. This is where the pressure and everything comes down to it, and you got to step up and achieve.